Of course I am afraid. I am a human. I am afraid about myself. I am afraid about my family, the innocent family. There is no safe place in Gaza. There is no safe place in Gaza. Where to go?
That was a journalist and Gaza resident explaining the living conditions as Israeli forces target the Hamas militant group in a densely populated region. More than 800 people have been killed in the Gaza Strip, according to Palestinian authorities. The humanitarian crisis is now expected to worsen as Israeli forces gear up to launch a ground invasion. For more on all of this, Mike Lyons joins us now. He is a retired U.S. Army major and military analyst. Major Lyons, thank you for being here. Let me start with this. Israel's calling up 300,000 Army reservists. We know, you know better than me, how complicated this ground operation and how difficult it's going to be. What does it look like?
Well, I think first it's going to stay in the air. It's going to stay with air bombardments. You saw the damage that the Air Force has already done. It's going to take artillery, indirect fire will do that. The 300,000 will be split likely to the south, and then some will have to be in reserve to the north. That's a whole separate issue. There's a separate front that could potentially open there. But when the time comes for a ground incursion, it's going to be very difficult. It's literally going to be street to street, block to block. You look at those pictures, and that's going to look like the siege of Stalingrad. And as a veteran, I look at that and say that's still a lot of places that people can hide and a lot of snipers. Mm-hmm. The mission, though, is a siege. The mission is to take away their capability to wage war. And as you can see, they're not stopping. They're going to continue to do just that.
With 2 million people living there, all of that rubble, never mind the underground tunnels.
Right.
How does that complicate the situation?
No, well, it does. It gives a place for the enemy to hide from their perspective and to come out in different spots where they won't be able to be seen. Israel's going to have to use what's called shock effect, going with tanks, mechanized vehicles, artillery. Protection of their force is going to be very, very important. They don't want to go in there and take a lot of high casualties with this, but they're also going to make sure that their mission and their capability, Hamas's capability to wage war, is going to go away.
Because the belief is, many believe that Hamas just wanted to lure Israel into a ground offensive like this because then they can use snipers from rooftops. They can attack then. So it's about Israel it's trying to find these hostages, but it's about protecting the troops as well.
That's right. Protection of the force is number one. But this, as the days go by, it's more difficult for these hostage rescue missions to really get going. We haven't seen any, happen just yet. I'm very afraid of that. Israel's very good at that. They're good at hostage negotiations and the like. But in this case, I think that it's going to be too risky. And there's likely 150 separate missions ready to go. And I'm sure some have been already planned. But they don't want to risk losing men and women that are going to go in and try to rescue them as well. So it's a very difficult decision they have to make.
If you have to go block by block in an area that's as densely populated as this, with as many people as you're talking about, how long does that take?
And given the terrain that you're up against, it's weeks, potentially months. Again, you look at the siege of Stalingrad, lasted almost 2 months and more. But that's clearly what the prime minister is calling for. I don't think they're stopping. They're not going to, even if they get pressure from the West and from United States and other Western countries. Usually the way these work is the math starts to go where Israel has killed and so many of their enemy that they say, okay, now it's getting out of hand. That's not happening this time. I don't believe that they're going to ever put themselves in a position to have Hamas as an enemy, at least from their southern border.
But that is what Hamas is hoping. That the world is saying, okay, you got the green light now, go ahead, do whatever you need. And what Hamas wants is for something to happen, for them to say, all right, stop it. That's enough.
Yeah, and we're going to find out how the political forces are going to act on the prime minister himself, and what's the same forces are acting on him inside of Israel. They want to feel secure inside of their homeland as well. So he's going to have to trade off this speed versus protecting the force versus 300,000 troops showing up. They're not showing up right away, so that's going to be another issue. The active duty forces they've already taken a step back with what happened for how the whole thing even started. They were asleep at the switch, very similar to what happened in the United States in 9/11. They just didn't have creativity to think the enemy could do this to them. So they're going to have to reevaluate, run the traps on every single course of action. And then make really tough decisions about when they're going to go.
But in 9/11, people have talked about intelligence failures here. 9/11 obviously involved a lot of people, but you're talking about 19 or 20 hijackers. The expansiveness of this operation and the brutality of it, I mean, it certainly surprised Israel. It had to surprise you.
No, it did. I was surprised, given the fact they got inside of IDF encampments and had access to vehicles. And that's why, in some ways, I don't think the ground forces will start unless they're positive that they have all those troops cleaned up in their rear operations, and then anyone that could be left over. But the Israelis rally. They have a tendency of doing that. They have good intelligence on the ground. But yeah, it's been shocking so far. But as I said, you're going to see casualties that we haven't seen since the Second World War, and nothing like we've seen in combat this century.
Since the Second World War, you're talking tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of casualties.
I would not be surprised if that's what we see as this goes on for months with the amount of damage. We could even be having that. We could be in the thousands already right now, obviously tens of thousands given. Look at the damage those pictures we've just seen. I mean, that there's people in there. There's a high dense population. I'm not going to be surprised. And again, Israel's not going to stop.
When you say the kind of carnage we haven't seen since World War II, that is pretty striking to hear. But I guess when you think about it and how deep this offensive might be, maybe that's the case. All right, Mike Lyons, retired U.S. Army major and military analyst. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.